Chair and not the individual members. Resuming debate, reprise de débat, the honourable member for Scarborough Centre.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, it is a privilege to rise in this House today in support of Bill C-26 because this is a piece of legislation that will bring a peace of mind to millions of Canadians, many of them my constituents who are worried about their retirement. With Bill C-26, an act to amend the Canada Pension Plan, the Canada Pension Plan Investment Board Act and the Income Tax Act, our government is fulfilling its campaign commitment to reform and enhance the Canada Pension Plan and help Canadians that are having trouble saving for their retirement. The CPP is a Canadian success story, and it's the right vehicle to help Canadians save for retirement in a world that is very different from that of our parents and our grandparents. There was a time, Madam Speaker, when Canadians would work for one company all their lives and then retire comfortably with a gold watch and a defined benefit pension plan. Complemented by the Canada Pension Plan, they could be assured of a comfortable and dignified retirement. But sadly, Madam Speaker, those days are no more. That's over. It's very rare today to find a defined benefit pension plan outside of the public service. Today, due to cost and risk, most companies have moved to a defined contribution pension plan, which shifts the investment risk to the employee. And that's if you are lucky enough to be working for a company that offers any kind of pension at all. According to Statistics Canada, in 2014, only 37.9% of employees had a pension plan, and that number was trending down. And then there's the changing nature of work today. A 2014 Workopolis study found that if current trends continue, the average Canadian can expect to hold roughly 15 jobs in their careers. Indeed, 51% of people now stay in any one role for under 2 years. Some of this is by choice, but some is also by necessity. Contract work is increasing prevalent, and employees are often seeking new challenges and new opportunities. In short, Canadians can no longer rely on the traditional retirement savings methods. The onus has now shifted to employees, but the data makes clear that Canadians are having difficulty with this new responsibility. A report earlier this year from the Broadbent Institute found that only 47% of those aged 55 years to 64 years have no accrued employer pension benefits, and the vast majority are retiring with inadequate retirement savings. Just half have savings that represent less than 1 year's worth of the resources they need to supplement old age security and Canada Pension Plan. And less than 20% have the resources needed for 5 years of retirement. According to the report, just 15 to 20% of middle-income Canadians retiring without an employer pension plan have saved anywhere near enough for their retirement. Without action, this means seniors forced to continue working whether their health allows it or not, or a retirement living in poverty. And no Canadian senior who has worked hard all their lives deserve to retire in poverty. Madam Speaker, I understand why Canadians are having difficulty saving for retirement. Madam Speaker, because I've been there myself. First, my husband and I saved to purchase a home in Scarborough, in the expensive Greater Toronto housing market. At the same time, we set aside what money we could to put into a registered education savings plan for our 2 boys to save for their educations. Our first son started at Ryerson University this fall, and our second son is not far behind. All along, my husband and I changed jobs and employers few times and have not had the benefit of employer pension or saving plans. I'm privileged now as a member of parliament to have access to employer pension plan. While I can now worry less about my retirement, Madam Speaker, millions of Canadians are not as lucky as we are, and many of my constituents are not as lucky. I regularly knock on doors in my riding of Scarborough Centre to stay connected to the concerns of my constituents, and many of them tell me they worry about their retirements. For many Canadians, that is the most important thing on their minds. Canadians are justly proud of the Canada Pension Plan. Madam Speaker, like our public health care and Canada Child Benefit, it is one of those things that helps to define Canada. It has been a long time though, Madam Speaker, since 1965, when the Liberal government of Prime Minister Lester B. Pearson in 1965 first established the Canadian Pension Plan. As I have said, we live in a very different world than we did back in 1965, and Canadians face a very different retirement scenario today. If we are to help Canadians save for their retirement and ensure our retiring seniors don't slip into poverty, we need an enhanced Canada Pension Plan. With its efficient administration and strong performance, the Canada Pension Plan is the right vehicle to use as we seek to provide enhanced retirement savings for Canadians. With Bill C-26, we will increase the maximum level of pensionable earnings by 14% by 2025, increasing the amount of retirement pensions as well as the survivors and the disability pensions and the post-retirement benefit. Madam Speaker, we are keeping our commitment of helping Canadians secure a strong, secure, and stable retirement. We recognize there will be an impact, Madam Speaker, on both employees and employers. That is why the changes are being phased in gradually over the next 7 years, from 2019 to 2025, but these are needed investments. Madam Speaker, Canadians are investing in themselves and in their future. And by investing in their employees, businesses will benefit as well. An employee that doesn't need to worry about their retirement is an employee that is more happy and more productive for the employer. Canadians deserve to retire with dignity. Madam Speaker, today, 1.1 million families nearing retirement are facing a drop in their standard of living and will be able to retire with dignity when these reforms are fully in place. Madam Speaker, pension reform is an issue that needs national leadership. For years, as the provinces called out for federal leadership to address this growing problem, the previous government stayed silent while every day Canadians retired without enough savings to live comfortably. I am proud to be part of the government that is prepared to lead and is prepared to make some difficult choices. That's what leadership is about. Madam Speaker, the Finance Minister has worked closely with his provincial counterparts to reach an agreement that critics said was impossible. We don't need to worry about our retirements in this place, Madam Speaker, but millions of Canadians we represent do. This bill is for them, and I am proud to support this bill. Thank you, Madam Speaker.